Have you ever dreamt of traveling to Athens? Because I definitely had. So when I got the chance to spend a 24-hour layover in this ancient city, there was no way I could pass it up. Just 24 hours, zero planning, and an entire city waiting to be explored.
We are in Athens and I am very excited about this because I wanted to visit this city for such a long time already. But we do have a little problem because we only have 24 hours here in Athens, which is a little time, but we are trying to make the most out of it. Unfortunately, I also didn't have much time to plan this trip, so I asked AI, what are the must-see places here in Athens? And the goal is to see all of these places AI suggested me. Then we want to get the best view over the Acropolis. And lastly, I also want to get a good food recommendation and restaurant recommendation to eat some authentic, delicious Greek food. That's the challenge for the next 24 hours. Let's not waste any time because we don't have time to waste. Let's get right into Athens. So ChatGPT suggested us to take a walk through the district Monastiraki, and it was a good choice. Look at this view. We are walking a little bit, we found this square here, and we have an amazing view already over the Acropolis. This is insane, this is so beautiful. I'm very excited to see this from close up tomorrow, but also look at this square here. Like, there are so many buildings here that look super beautiful. There are so many food stores to explore here. There's a flea market over there. We'll just keep walking through this district. I like it a lot. The flea market is quite touristic, but also fun to explore. There is anything here you can think of. There are clothes here, there are shoes here for very good prices, by the way. And then there are, of course, lots of souvenir stores here. You can find a lot of little things here in this area. It's fun to explore though. We just exited the flea market and there are a few more things here on the street that you can buy. But just look at this view, this is insane. We have the Acropolis on this side, and then the temple of Hephaestus on this side. I just had to look it up in Google because I had no idea what this is. But I think we are going to, well, we will definitely see the Acropolis tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning. And we will see this temple of Hephaestus as well from close up. I'm very excited for that. And then there's also some ruins just on this side here. So there are things here in the city center of Athens everywhere that you can explore. It's pretty cool actually. I like it a lot. You feel the weight of the history of this place. Walking through the streets here makes me hungry. There's so much food here that I want to try, and I think I'm going to ask what this is, and it looks good. If it sounds good as well, I'm going to get one. Hello.
Hi.
What is this here?
Inside chocolate, cheese, olive, tomato, olive. Donut, sugar, normal.
Okay, I'll take one with chocolate.
Not sugar.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Make sure to bring some cash because in a lot of these places you can only pay with cash. So we got a sesame ring. Look at that. It's with sesame and there's chocolate in there. I really like the chocolate in there. I've never had chocolate with sesame, so that's a unique mix. It's good though, and it's not super sweet. I like it. It's a good snack in between walks here through the city, I think.
On our way to the next stop, we passed by another place suggested by AI. The Syntagma Square is a colorful big square on the way to the National Garden.
We are now taking a walk through the National Garden, which includes the botanical gardens, and it's supposed to be beautiful. The entrance was already spectacular, and the real reason is that somewhere in that direction there is the very first Olympic Stadium, the place where the very first Olympic Games took place, and we want to see if we can have a look at it. All of this here wouldn't be possible if I wouldn't have a very good and reliable internet connection, because I definitely rely on maps as I have no idea about Athens, as mentioned before. For all of my trips, I always use the Olafly eSIMs. Olafly is an eSIM provider that provides eSIMs for over 200 destinations. You can choose from eSIMs for one single destination, but they also have more than 15 regional eSIMs. That means if you are planning to do a multi-country trip, then the regional eSIM would be the best option for you because they offer you plans for various countries in a certain region, and you won't have to switch SIM cards. You won't need to buy another eSIM. You can cross borders while enjoying unlimited data. In general, the Olafly eSIMs always offer unlimited data, which is a great advantage. and you will have internet the moment you land, which is my absolute favorite feature of the Olafly eSIMs.
And for extra peace of mind, Olafly now offers an always-on benefit on all of their eSIMs. It gives you 1 GB per month of backup data in more than 70 destinations. So even between trips, you're never completely without internet when you need it.
As a little gift for you, I also have a discount code. You can use my code Aventuralina or just click the link in the description below and you will get a discount on your eSIM purchase. No matter whether you purchase the normal eSIM, the regional eSIM or the Olafly plan, you will get your discount applied. So this is it. This is the place where the very first modern Olympic Games took place. This stadium here is famous because it's known for being the only stadium in the world that is entirely built of marble. And it was originally built in 330 BC. But then in 1890 it was restored for the Olympic Summer Games in 1896. So that was the year when the very first Olympic Games took place in this stadium here. And today it is still being used for ceremonies and for the Olympic flame handover. From outside you can see quite a lot already. To be honest, I don't think it is necessary to pay the entrance fee of 12 euros. However, definitely the view from up there will be more spectacular than from down here. We decided to not pay the entrance fee for now because you can already see so much from out here. It always depends on your budget and of course on your time. But since we are limited, we will continue now to get a great sunset view, hopefully. Thanks a lot, ChatGPT, for putting that hill on the list. We gotta climb up all the way somewhere up there. It's pretty high and a bit exhausting. The view is better be worth it. I hope so. But the sun is setting already slowly and we will definitely see a nice sunset from up there. So whatever we'll find up there, at least we get a nice sunset. I'm actually glad there is a restaurant here. We got some water. I'm thirsty now after that climb and we will now find a nice viewpoint, a nice place to sit down and drink the water and enjoy the sunset. I'm not going to lie, up there it was extremely crowded. You could hardly see anything, so we decided to walk a little bit down again. From here we get a beautiful view over the entire city. We can see all the way to the sea and I think we can even see some islands there in the background. And we also get a great view of the Acropolis. I'm not sure if this is really the best view. I can imagine it is, I suppose it is, because we are on a very high point and we get a great view over it. However, we are still quite far away from it. So that challenge, I'm not 100% convinced yet. I would half cross it off, but not fully yet. If you know a better viewpoint, please feel free to drop it in the comment section below for other people who are watching this and looking for a great viewpoint here. We are more or less 270 meters high. It's not super high, it's not super exhausting to get up here. I think it took us 40 minutes to get from the stadium, which we can also see down there, all the way up here. It's not too far, you can manage to do it. And as you see, there are so many people who managed to do it actually. We have one challenge more or less done now, and we have several places that we have seen that were recommended as the must-see places by AI. There are still a lot of places missing though. However, we will still have tomorrow morning. It's, by the way, only 6:30 right now. We are here in March, so our 24-hour challenge is very limited to a few daylight hours. It makes it a bit harder. However, I am positive about tomorrow. We already booked our tickets for the Acropolis. We will start with that tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. That's the time when it's opening. So we will enjoy the early morning hours at the Acropolis to escape the crowds. It's 8 a.m. and we already entered. So there are several sites here that you can see, not only the Acropolis, but we decided to keep walking all the way up to the Acropolis, as that is the highlight. And it wasn't extremely crowded, but there are quite a few people here already. So we decided to just pass them because down there was already a theater that people started to take pictures of. So we will just continue all the way up and be one of the first ones today seeing the Acropolis. How beautiful is that? I can't believe we are here at this so famous place. It is impressive. Honestly, I don't know if the camera can make it justice. The views over the entire city are amazing, but I mean, look at that. I can't believe we're here. It was definitely a good choice to get up early in the morning. There are people coming in, but it's not crowded at all so far. What you can see here in the background, by the way, is the hill that we climbed yesterday to see the sunset. As you can see, it is higher than the Acropolis, and it was definitely more exhausting to climb that hill than the Acropolis this morning. The Acropolis is located on a more or less 156-meter high rock, and it was an ancient stronghold. It was created as the sanctuary for the patron goddess Athens. And it is a symbol for the power of the city Athens. It is definitely a must-see place. It is so impressive and so beautiful. All the views here, like, I'm absolutely mind blown. I love it a lot. There are so many things to explore here in Athens. We can see all over the city from up here. We can see the Temple of Zeus over there. We can see down the slopes there's a theater here, and the ticket we have for the Acropolis also includes the slopes, so we will be able to see a lot more than just this part here above. We will slowly start to walk down now and see what else we can find. It was definitely a good choice to come here first hour in the morning because it is getting quite crowded already. We spent about 2.5 hours here walking up there on the Acropolis and then down the slopes as well, and we will take the exit on the south slope now and we'll walk through the city. There are still several places we need to see, and I still need a recommendation for a restaurant.
Not far away from the south entrance, there is the Acropolis Museum that we decided not to enter, as you can see some of its ruins from outside already. Another museum we decided not to enter was the National Archaeological Museum, as it felt way more interesting to visit the ancient ruins instead of a museum.
We are now in front of the Temple of Zeus, which is right in front of the Acropolis. It's really just a few minutes of walking distance from the south slope entrance. It is impressive to see, but we just decided to not enter it because first of all it's 20 euros of an entrance fee, and second of all you don't really see that much. You see a lot of it already from out here, and there are only a few columns left. So a lot is already destroyed, unfortunately, which is why we decided that for 20 euros and the little amount of time we have left, it's not worth it to enter it. However, if you have more days here in Athens, this might be worth a visit as well, as you can get very close up to the columns here. We will continue now to walk through another district, Plaka, which was also recommended, and then we will also need to find some food, and I think there will be one more temple that we will hopefully be able to enter if the time allows it. We only have 4 hours left.
Walking through Plaka was beautiful. It's a very picturesque district, and it felt like the perfect place to ask for a food recommendation.
If you go straight ahead this road and you go on the second street on your left, it's a lot. They are all the same. Really.
They're all good.
Yeah, they are good and they're all the same.
And is there a specific dish you can recommend?
There's souvlaki, moussaka, pasticcio, Greek salad for sure.
Greek salad, okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So we decided to just walk around here, the area that she pointed out, and looked at the menus to see if there were some of the recommendations she gave us on the menu, and we found one that has pasticcio and moussaka. Moussaka is like a lasagna with potatoes and bechamel sauce, and then the pasticcio is, well, basically like a lasagna but with noodles. Both dishes look very well, so let's try the moussaka. Delicious. It's super soft. There's beef in there. I love the sauce. I think it has cheese on top. I'm not sure though, but I'm very happy with my choice. I like it a lot. This district here I think is my favorite so far. This is Anafiotika. It's a very small district just below the north slope of the Acropolis. And it is beautiful. It reminds me of Santorini. I've never been there, but from the pictures I've seen, there are like a lot of small alleys, white buildings. The blue roofs are missing here, but it's really a beautiful district. And you can see great views over the city from here. You can explore the small alleyways and also enjoy, of course, the stunning view of the Acropolis again here.
On our way to the ancient Agora, we also passed by the Roman Agora, but also decided not to enter this one, as you can see a lot from outside already.
We are entering the ancient Angora. I wanted to come here because it's a bigger space as well. There are several sites we can see here in this area. It costs 20 euros the entrance ticket, so it's a bit more expensive than other places, but I also believe it is worth it because here we can see more than, for example, in the Temple of Zeus. There was a huge line here and we didn't buy an entrance ticket before, but when I saw the line I was like, let's just get it online. We just bought it online and we're able to enter immediately while all of these people there are waiting for a while in line. So that's another hint for you: get internet connection for your trips. It will save you a lot of energy and a lot of time.
I felt very glad we chose to enter this area. We could walk up the Temple of Hephaestus, which was beautiful and impressive at once, but then there was also an entire area below the temple, a huge place filled with ancient ruins, statues, and from here you can also get some of the best views over the Acropolis.
And with that we made it. We crossed off the list that was suggested by AI. We've seen all of the places. We haven't entered all of them, but we've seen all of them. Entering all of them is definitely not possible in only 24 hours. But I'm happy with the choices we made. I'm happy with the things we've seen. I'm happy with the food we ate. And I think that was a very successful 24 hours. It is now 2:30, so we would in theory still have half an hour left, but I believe in half an hour we won't get that far anymore. So we will leave it for now. We will just get our bags and then drive straight to the airport and get on our next flight. Now, if you've ever been to Athens and you think there are things left that people have to see that I haven't shown in this video, make sure to drop a comment in the comment section below. I'm curious to read your recommendations and I'm sure other people will love to read them as well. Thank you so much for watching.